Corina, Corina. Girl, where you been so long? Corina, Corina.
Do this with a lot of care.
Girl, where you been?
Perfect.
So long?
That's perfect.
So how much are you thinking you're going to make tonight on this? Can I just, not to rub it in, but Rosa made £32 at the merch stand at my gig on Saturday night.
Really?
Yeah. She was like, she was full on hassling people. I was like, and singing so loud that I had to, at one point I was like, Rosa, like, people have paid to be here. This is a lot.
Well,
singing.
I think, like, I'll definitely make more than I made last night.
What did you make last night?
Nothing.
Really?
Yeah. 0.
Perfect.
Big old 0.
But if I don't have
Old Robert De Niro, huh?
Yeah.
Dang it.
life don't mean a thing.
So, everything to play for tonight, really, isn't there?
Well, it can't get any worse. When you look at, if you flip a positive on it, it's like, it's only, could it get worse?
Girl, where you
All my merch
been?
should get stolen.
So long.
Probably do me a favour, to be honest.
That happened to me, dude, at a gig. I'm not kidding you. I was doing a gig and at the end I'd said, help yourselves to a vinyl on the way out. Everyone just took my vinyl, right? But then they were like, oh, can you sign it? And I was too British to, I was like, sure, no problem. Just,
Signed it.
what are you going to do? Be like, hey, you know, give me that back, give me some money.
Yeah.
Probably that would have been a good idea, but yeah, I felt too awkward
But
about it.
you were polite, you know, and you can take that away from it.
I can take that to the grave.
Yeah. A polite man.
Yeah.
Well, it's good to be back.
Good to be
It's good
back.
You guys, I'm not, you know, I don't need to see the email chain. I'm just like, I'm sorry that it's.
How do you want to do this? Because I'm like, I'm just a bit thrown right now. Should I just
Yeah, so
pay?
So basically, right, it would have been 50. I just did the maths in my head. It would have been 50 for the bar. It's 70 for him.
Yeah.
And fuck the bar,
No,
basically.
I'm not. I like. It's
So-
a term mistake. I'm not paying.
100%.
Yeah.
Do you want me to just pay him outright? Like, I feel like we just need to pay him because he needs a drink.
Yeah.
That's what's going on.
Well, I can send him over then.
I just don't have a card reader, but I can send you funds.
I can do it now.
What is there like Eventbrite, Dosh, that you can
Yeah.
just take?
Yeah.
Why don't you just do that?
Yeah.
Just take whatever out of it, and
Yeah.
that's all the Eventbrite money can go on them on a sound engineer that we didn't want to have. How's everyone feeling? Welcome. How are you? Thanks for being here. I've got a bit of a treat for you, which is Elton John is cutting eyes now. But my friend Jordan is a fine singer from Keswick, and he is going to come on and sing some songs for you. Let's hear it for Jordan, everyone.
Yeah. Don't mind me. So I'm just gonna get straight into a song here and chill out. Days when the thing you love will be the one you care to buy. Be waking out so long you'll be sleeping in the light. Take heed of these words, my love, for I might run out of time. Turn them over and over again, I'll say I love you every line. trees beneath the birds that mark the sky. I sounded all the words in my mind to paint the depth behind your eye. You never seek the finer things, but draw a simple life. Where brushstrokes paint the bells and words keep the wind to fire. I'd hold my only one and set it sail on a sea of dreams. Let it crest the waves of hope and come to rest where we are free. We can wash our troubles clean and let them dry beneath the eaves. We'll be hardened hills, my love, I'll lean on you, you lean on me. Time has silvered us and we sleep beneath the earth. When your brushes are all worn out and we're sung our final verse. May your parting words be kindly, may your leaving touch be true. Let all the stars in the heavens know what I did, I do for you. It was all for you. Oh, for you.
But this is a song from, this is probably the single from my new CD. Thanks very much for coming. Hope to see you guys again. I was born in 1990. My daddy was a ghost. Mama was the one that I needed most. Hate living in a two-bed flat in a town by the coast. All of the violence that I felt around me. Lost a couple friends young. No one sees the issue when you're having fun till you're having none. And all I needed was someone to say, darling, you're the brightest star. You don't even know how beautiful you are. Darling, you're the brightest star of all. I won't let you fall. I won't let you fall. I won't let you fall. Oh, I won't let you fall. Three in the morning, 3 in a hospital bed. Do my best to remember what the midwife said. It's no one's fault, though there's no one to blame. But I never saw a woman in so much pain. How can a thing we do so much be so insane? Saying welcome to the world, you can borrow my name. Price of entrance is sorrow and pain, just the way it is. I can't protect you from the violence, just the way we live. But life's still amazing, and I'm glad you came. And I promise for you it won't be the same. The choice is mine, let it disconnect me or grow up and become the one I needed to protect me. Shout out to all the parents overcoming trauma, building peaceful homes, laying the seeds for tomorrow. We're not here a long time, but we can make a difference if we do it different. And all I needed was someone to say, darling, you're the brightest star. You don't even know how beautiful you are. Darling, you're the brightest star of all. Nothing's gonna bring you down. You've never been stronger than you are right now. Nothing's gonna bring you down at all. I won't let you fall. I won't let you fall. I won't let you fall. Beautiful singing. Nice. Yeah, man. Thanks very much, everyone. Good morning, everyone. We played a show last night in York, and it was the best show that I've ever played, I think. Jordan, not so much, but you know, hopefully tonight's better for him. We stayed last night with my friend Sarah. I'm actually helping Sarah make a record right now. And she let us stay in this very cool lodge. So we left her a wee note to say thanks. And the note says, "Dear Sarah, Lizzie and Karen, thanks a million for making York the best gig of the tour. Love from Adam, Jordan and Thora." And then we crossed out Manchester because it's a terrible place. We're just going to take a just quickly, we're now going to drive, just nip down to Evershot. What is the journey time on that one, Jordan?
222 miles.
Okay, perfect.
And
How long's?
and
I need your love tonight. Let's lay down like we used to do. And when you come on up to stay well, there's no trinkets left here to conceal. Oh, you leave me lonely in the morning time, but I don't mind the way it feels. Oh, I need your love tonight. This single bed has room for two. I need your love tonight. Let's lay down like we used to do.
there's so many guys in my town that do.
every time. This is just the reality of working musician. Well, we are here in Evershot. We played last night in York. It was a bit of a disaster. We had an alcoholic soundman who basically kind of blackmailed us for £70, which was half the takings of the gig, unfortunately.
First sound tech I'd ever met with a gun.
He had a gun and he wasn't afraid to use it. So we paid him, and now we're here in Evershot, and it is absolutely beautiful. It's like Ed Sheeran's Wet Dream here. And
I am actually quite speechless.
it is beautiful.
You drive down a lot of motorway and you kind of forget there are places like this. That
It's
exist.
gorgeous, isn't it? Look at this house over there. I believe that was the first post office in Evershot in about 1895. That was originally, well, it was the meat house, and then they turned it into the post office. And now,
I just love how you know this information. This exists in your.
I can see by those windows at the top, they're post windows.
Classic postal window.
That's a post window right there. That's what they would call that.
It was
in those days.
actually the house that Lemmy Kilminster
From Motorhead.
was born in.
Wow. Who is that?
Motorhead.
Oh, from Motorhead. Wow.
He was born.
Well, I mean, you get a sense of the music. When you're here, you can really see how that
You can hear it in the rooks.
music came to be.
Hear it in the rooks.
It's in the sky, even.
Just glad to be here.
It's amazing. Such a long drive.
Gonna go
Long
play a
one.
good show though.
You feeling good, mate?
The hay fever's kicking in, yeah.
Aye, getting a bit sniffly now, like.
Yep. So.
Okay. The Irish lady doesn't mind stuff.
No,
She's a regular. She's a
You
regular.
can get your drink and then we can have a. We're
Well, I was
just
going to
Thinking
say,
Celts
actually,
together.
ask you
In a minute for a spicy marg. She's started
Yes,
already up at
spicy
the pub.
margarita.
Oh, I
please.
love a spicy marg.
I love a spicy marg as well, but I thought it
Yeah,
was
your
slightly
issue
beyond
is I have
Andy.
no idea what a spicy margarita.
I don't know what you guys are
No.
talking
We'll
about.
make it up on our way
Okay, that's
along,
fine.
shall we?
That's fine.
You guys have driven all the way from York, I hear.
Aye.
Certainly
Good
have.
Lord.
Certainly
Can I
have.
get you a drink? You must need more refreshment than that.
I feel great, to be honest. I feel good.
Well, I'm going to be driving us somewhere after this, so I'm going to stick to just this one.
Oh,
Oh wow, where are you
The,
going this evening?
I've heard
Back
the
to
local
York.
Constables are real.
I'm only kidding.
It's a long way. It's a long way from most places, Evershot.
That's true.
It's
Good.
It's great though.
Yeah.
Okay.
I've never been. So I'm in Dorset now.
okay.
Am I in
Right.
Dorset?
Yeah.
Yeah,
You are.
indoors.
You are.
Yeah.
You're just into. I didn't realise it was a.
That was a
I didn't
question,
realise it was a
not a
metaphysical question. It's a geographical question, isn't it? It's not a metaphysical question. Yeah. No. Currently, you are in.
Jordan took quite a lot of acid on his way here, so just don't worry.
You'll fit in a lot better with the people of Evershot than he will, to be fair.
I'm just,
Believe you.
you know, I'm just happy to be off the wheel. To be honest,
That's good.
Just happy to be
Good.
standing.
Well, it's honestly that you're in Evershot Village Hall. It's a cracking hall. It's been here since 1921. It's got a tremendous kind of history of music. I mean, we've had so many really good bands play here through the years. Normally, we're normally kind of bluesy, sort of bluesy rock and roll stuff. So Charlie Watts has been here, the Jagger Boys. You know, we had lots and lots of people come here. We've had Mutter Slater, Fat Mary's Blues Band, Ben Waters.
Yeah.
Polly Harvey's probably about as famous as the rest of the world knows. She's a Corsican girl. She's played here. Her mum is often here. Her mum may well be here tonight.
Cool. Is she from here then?
Yeah, she's from Corsican, which is the
Okay.
next village along.
Okay.
This
Do
hall
they have
is-
a wee hall as well, or is this the?
yeah, they do have a hall, but we kind of around here, we've all got our halls and we kind of specialise. So this is kind of the music one because it's
Right.
timber and the acoustics are great.
Sounds good.
Corscombe, they tend to do quizzes there,
Okay,
and they do a big pantomime there. They got all the staging and stuff, and then Holstock does all the films and stuff, and their theatre groups and stuff. But yeah, we've been supported by Arts Reach, which is where Budapest Orchestra came from. I'm on it. Oh yeah, on it. Sorry, Mary, she's dying with thirst.
Yes, she is.
I forgot she was Irish, of course, and she. I got it. Sorry about that. What would you
That's the
like?
reason she's standing at the bar.
I thought she was listening to me
You
talk.
can't do a spicy margarita.
I
with
can't.
A bottle of Sauvignon Blanc, please.
A bottle.
Two
I love
straws,
people. I
two
love
glasses,
people. I love
sorry.
people.
Two straws, get
I just
on.
love people who do this. So I
Hey,
don't have to do anything.
Friday night.
So you got Sauvignon Blanc.
I've got the Irish tunes on for you.
Oh, brilliant.
Paul Brady's on just now.
Sauvignon
It's
Blanc.
lovely. Where are you from?
Edinburgh.
Edinburgh.
Aye.
A guy up the road said you were from Belfast, and I thought that's not a Belfast.
Yeah, right. I'm definitely not from there. Yeah.
That's what
Not
I thought
that.
when I saw your video earlier on. I think you know this guy's.
Sauvignon Blanc.
I thought I didn't
Right.
see Belfast
Pinot
mentioned on the
Grigio.
blurb at
Lee was
all.
moving too fast in the other direction when I saw him to give me any information like that.
Yeah,
so.
yeah.
Found it.
Look at that.
Top lady.
Excellent, thank you
Top
very
lady.
much.
It feels like it has a bit of a special feeling to it, Evershot, though. Like it's
There's
like
a magic.
We're all a bit
Magic.
special.
Oh, well, there's that. Aye, but there's a bit of there's a little bit of a feeling like you come down into this kind of magical wee valley or something. Isn't
Yeah,
it?
it's the second highest village in Dorset.
But yes,
But
you do come
you
down.
do come
Right,
down, but it's kind of in a dip sort of thing. So you do.
kind of nook.
Yeah, we have our very own weather system, which when it's sunny elsewhere, it'll be foggy here, and when it's foggy elsewhere, it'll be foggy here.
Right.
It's kind of our system.
Would you know what the hall was built for?
Yes, it's a peace hall. So it was built at the end of the First World War, and I think they built it to keep the Women's Institute off their backs, I would imagine.
You were going to say. Keep the women in clothes.
Just tap on there before you
Keep the
start
women all
drinking.
together.
Yes.
Off the
So that
streets.
was it, 1921.
Cool.
Is
Wow.
it extra for glasses, Andy?
It's amazing how
That's-
long
no.
like, wood lasts when it's looked after, isn't it?
Oh, it sounds. I mean, Ben Waters, who I was chatting to the other night, he was saying there is nothing like the sound
Is
of
he
this
coming
hall.
back?
Yes, he is.
Good.
Nothing like with his son Tom.
Good.
They're in Dijon at the moment, but after Dijon, they're coming here. And they're going to be back September. I think
Cheers,
it's due
enjoy.
September.
Enjoy the mustard.
Good. So
How
yeah,
many
it's all
folk
good.
live in Evershot?
220.
200.
Yeah.
Yeah, 200
And you guys all know each other, you'd all hang out. And
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Pretty much so.
Don't know about the hanging out, but
No,
yes, we
we
all know each
don't
other.
like each other,
Yeah.
but we
No.
know each other.
You abide each other.
Yeah, that was.
And a lot of us mix together down the pub.
Yes, right.
It used to be famous Evershot, not so much now, but my next door neighbour was kind of Glastonbury number 2.
Okay.
So at one stage, we had a higher percentage of people from Glastonbury, from Evershot attending Glastonbury than any other place in the world.
All right, yeah.
So we had about, at one stage, 50% of Evershot was
Oh,
always
wow.
at the Glastonbury Festival, which you can't really say about anywhere else, can you?
No, that's
No,
true.
I haven't heard that one before, Andy.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Is it really close to here then?
No, but
It's not-
again,
it's not far.
It's not far. But Simon just worked. Him and his family have been doing it since '71. They were kind of on the gate in 1971, and they've done the gate ever since. Simon and his brothers are still on there, kind of thing, and he was running Gate 2 for a long time. So there's a really good link, and a lot of the music stuff here. Simon was brilliant at telling people like Billy Bragg, I can get you a gig at Evershot at Glastonbury, but you'll have to play a warm-up at Evershot
that's
Village Hall.
cool.
And so we ended up with about 3 or 4 really good bands.
Brilliant. So you've had Billy Bragg in here.
Billy Bragg was in here, yeah.
Brilliant,
Billy Bragg. I've been
brilliant.
on stage with Billy Bragg.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was pulling a raffle, but I was actually on
So
stage.
he was supporting you.
I got in trouble because there was a litre bottle of Jameson's and a signed CD from Billy Bragg, and I gave out the Jameson's as first prize. He got shitted on
Well,
about
it
that. But,
blatantly is the first prize, though, isn't it? Let's just be honest.
You would need the Jamesons to listen to.
he was very good though, bless him. He was very, very good. He did us proud, bless him.
He is.
He's some guy, man.
Aye, he's brilliant.
He's now living in Burton Bradstock. Everyone retires to a Dorset eventually, I think.
It's amazing. It feels like almost its own little country.
It is.
It's
Founders New England.
It's
Right.
proper old school, really. You will have noticed that when you came through here, kind of thing. It's proper. We got the pub there. It's a manorial village Evershot, which means it's still got a lady of the manor. So she lives up on the big estate up there.
She come in.
She will probably not come today. She might come.
She would come to stuff here.
She goes to the churchy stuff.
Yeah,
Have you
yeah,
seen
yeah.
her? She's not. She
Classical stuff.
Yeah, and stuff like that. And we have the hall. The school use it for Christmas productions and things like that. And
Okay.
we've had. I think the Leavers service was planned to be this year in here, and was a governor of the school. She attends a lot of the school functions, so she'd be in there for that. But as you walk up the village, if it's light, it won't be, but tomorrow morning, just have a little look at it. All the blue doors are estate doors, so they're all estate workers. They're the blue doors.
Oh, wow.
So lots of the houses in the village are still owned by the estates. So for farmers and gardeners,
It's pretty
and
rare
there aren't that many.
thing, isn't it?
There aren't that many privately owned
Medieval
places in
system.
it.
Yeah.
It's kind of where it comes from.
amazing.
Definitely, there are some places, even some places up in Scotland. Some of those places up there, I know friends of mine were up there and they worked on a pheasant shoot or whatever kind of thing, and that was a similar kind of lots and
Makes
lots
sense
of.
though, because then politically speaking, you can affect what's around you rather than, in theory, is the idea.
You can do.
Yeah.
I mean, we're never going to get a motorway coming through it.
Yeah, right,
Trust
right,
me. So
right.
things like that, I know
Yeah.
exactly what you're saying.
Yeah,
and
that's cool.
it's one of the reasons why there's not, I don't think there ever will be, big kind of developments in here, housing developments and
Yeah.
stuff like that. Kind of it keeps
So there's
its
a bit of
state in its
protective quality to
absolutely,
that, which is-
Absolutely,
that's awesome.
Yeah, it's kind of it's good. No, we love it.
That's
we love
cool.
it. It's very, 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 like you say, old school, but really, really nice.
Really interesting that, yeah. It's dead interesting how we're still so affected by the past.
Yeah,
basically, like
oh.
that. It's the same everywhere, same in Scotland.
Yes, it would be.
So interesting.
I think that's even truer of the extremities. So like Cornwall,
Right.
Devon, Dorset, and like you say, up in Scotland. Yeah, definitely, mate.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to go on. So, would that be better, eh?
You know what? We were just saying you guys
Aye.
would do so much better up here.
God
and I
dang
believe your support act is brilliant.
Yeah, I know.
But
I know.
it must be
Aye.
so dispiriting.
No, I'm not dispirited. But
Yeah, but it must be.
Slippery colour points.
well, no, that's all right. But we're going to play in 5 minutes. So if you fancy, come on down.
I know, but I've
Come
been
down.
It's just, I know, and I feel so sorry because you both are fantastic.
I'm
Your
really.
support
I
act is
listen. You don't need to make me
fantastic,
feel better. I feel.
but I'm trying to make myself feel better because I'm
Well,
here,
yeah,
I'm not there.
yeah, that's fine. That's fair enough. We're going to play in 5 minutes. If anyone fancies to come to see the show, bring your own dog. BYOD.
Well, there's already one down there.
Perfect. We'll do a dog fight. We'll do a dog fight at raffle. No, come down. Come down.
No,
We'll see.
you two come
We'll see you down there. We'll see you down there.
Much better.
I was just trying to get them to come for the fucking pub down for the gig, but he said he would only give me a pint. So I told him. So I headbutted him. Now we're going to the gig. So quaint. This one's called Blues Run the Game. Catch a boat to London, maybe to Spain, wherever I've come from, where I've been and gone, wherever I've come from, the blues, well, they run the game. When I'm not drunk and dirty, Try another city, baby, another town. Me and room service high, me and room service pay, me and room service when the blues come falling down. Maybe tomorrow, honey, someplace down the lane, I'll wake up older, oh, so much older, mama. I'll wake up older, and I'll just stop all my trying. Could you go to England, baby, maybe to Spain, wherever I come from? Where I've been and gone, where I've come from, the blues, well, they wouldn't begin. Thank you. Thanks very much, guys. I'm going to take off one of my layers now. So just... which is obviously a good reason to go to the bar, just in case anyone wants an excuse. Yeah, this could be a drinking game where every time I take off one layer, I could get spicy. Get into the bar. Thank you. Cheers. I'm going to carry on next with another wee folk song for you. This is one that I remember from my childhood very well. This one is called All the Single Ladies. Well, black is the colour of my true love's hair. Her lips are like sun rose so fair. She's the sweetest face, she's the gentlest hands, and I love the ground where she stands. I love my love, and when she moves, I love the ground where she goes. I hope the day soon will come when she and I will be as one. And I go to the Clyde to morning weep, for satisfied I never can be. The right time, the letter, just a few short lines, and suffer death 10,000 times. While black as a color, my true love's hair, and her lips are like some rose so fair. She's the sweetest face, she's the gentlest hands, and I love the ground where she stands. I love the ground where
Good morning. We just woke up. We are in Evershot. And as you can hear, the sound of the birds is just totally overwhelming. So that woke us up, unfortunately. It's quite stressful. It's pretty stressful here, but luckily we're going to drive to Brighton now, which should be a little bit calmer.
Hi, I'm JP Worsfold.
And I'm Adam Holmes.
And welcome back to another episode of
Is it a toilet?
Or Is It a Shed? You do the honours. It's a... What is that?
It's a newspaper reading shed, which is was begun in the Victorian times by Churchill, who was a big reader. He loved to read.
You can still smell this cigar smoke in here, actually.
And piss. Stammer to rent homes for Channel migrants. Well, I, for one, am angry about that.
I believe that there's a giant spider in here with me, and
Oh, dude, that was my dream last night. Was that we were just had ticks all over us. We were
just covered.
We were just covered in ticks, and we're driving in the. By the way, thanks for tuning in to another episode of Is It a Toilet?
Or Is It a Shed? Just fueling up the old girl. Fueling up Sandy. She's, I like to pay at the cashier as well. She's thirsty. She's woken up. She's woken up in a thirsty mood. I like to make sure she gets sorted before I get sorted. She's the thing that keeps us on the road. In fact, without her, this whole tour wouldn't happen. And I had a thought last night, actually, that because I thought I'd lost the key in the village hall, and our whole lives depend on that. Right now, without that, this thing ceases. Get a load of that. Is there anything going up on this tour? So, yeah, this will be pretty much a full tank. So, I'm reckoning about 80. What do you reckon, Thora? 85. 85. Okay, let's do the countdown. Oh! I know her well. I know her and she knows me.
So we played last night in Evershot, and we're just driving over to Brighton today. I think it's quite striking in some ways, the differences between certain aspects of South England and Scotland. I know that being from Cumbria, it's like almost part of Scotland. Do you know what I mean? But it feels like there's this kind of suburban way of life in many of these southern parts of England that just feels like a real particular thing. We were just in the supermarket, and it was like seeing everyone shopping, just seeing the kind of just real life for a lot of people. And honestly, some of it's quite sad. Some of it feels like people don't know that there is an alternative way of eating or living or working, and you can feel a wee bit like you're this mad circus arriving in some of these places. And
like we just watched a grandmother and granddaughter just watching the escalator as something to do.
It was like their Saturday.
That's their Saturday.
Right.
Or like a nail bar, like you were
Nail
saying.
bar. Right. Right.
And I just think it makes me, whatever we make, whatever happens, it makes me realise that like I will always choose this way. And I will stand in a road and tell you about it.
Yeah, exactly. No matter how many cars drive past us while we're making the video, it was like they just all decided, let's drive down this road now. But it is interesting, like it reminds me of where I grew up, and I remember the feeling of like just, there's like a gambling shop, there's a baker's, there's pubs.
There's the barbers.
Barbers.
Been there 40 years.
That's it. He chopped my brother, our barber was an alcoholic, and he chopped a bit of my brother's ear off. And, but he would just still, he was there for 40 years.
It was weird that he kept it.
Yeah, it was weird that he framed it on the wall, I feel like. But that was just the way it is.
And that'll be like a story.
That's a story.
That barber will tell. And
100%.
That's where it feels like we are now. It's like...
Yeah, the stories are, just come from whatever occurs within the constraint of the community and of the everyday setups and the normalization of like the grind and the sort of Groundhog Day in a way.
But within these communities, there are songwriters, you know. Ray Davis was a great example of someone who writes about two people meeting at a train station every Friday night.
Right. Like my best mate growing up, Dave Gunn, his parents, he lived in Niddrie, 2 miles up the road from me, which was at the time like a very, very rough place. And his mum and dad met because his mum dropped her bus pass on the bus. Got off the bus, and Dave's dad, they were like 17 at the time, Dave's dad found her bus pass and was like, I fancy her. And in those days it had the address on it. So he like basically tracked her. It was like almost like Instagram 40 years ago or whatever. Tracked her down and was like, I fancy you, let's go on a date. And it's like in some ways...
It didn't matter that she was 67 and he was...
Exactly.
22.
But it's interesting what you're saying, because in some ways it's like, I feel like my dopamine receptors are so fried from doing all this exciting stuff that sometimes almost like the normal, there's something beautiful about, it's like a Springsteen song would have, like they met in a bar and they had 40 years together. It was beautiful. And it's like, maybe there's a value in that kind of.
It makes me think of the line in Piano Man, which is such a good kind of insight into the kind of life that we're talking about.
Right.
Song, and it's like that line where he's saying they're sharing a drink they call misery. And like, that's what I feel when we come to these places, and it's not in a snobbish way at all. Because you could have gone this way.
1,000,000%. I'm not even exaggerating. I was one phone call away. I was about to do a joinery apprenticeship and just live in Edinburgh and be a joiner. Not that that's a bad life. I would have been happy. Would have enjoyed it. And then I got a call from the radio saying, we got your CD, come in. And it literally was like a fork in the road moment. So now it's almost like, as a songwriter, now it's almost like my job now is to like talk about those lives and find a way to celebrate them, because everything, the cool thing about songwriting is it can make everything matter, and it can give everything a moment in time.
It gives everything a space.
Right.
It can give, the ring a cup of coffee leaves behind can have can have space in a song. It's hard to get away from the fans these days, isn't
That's
it?
right.
I think we should move on.
Yeah.
I think we should move on.
Yeah, we're going
We
to go
should
to
head
a
to-
deer sanctuary now. So
Adam was
obviously.
just pointing out a passing cat to me, so I think we're both in need of some actual nature right now.
Let's go. This is beautiful.
This is England.
This is England. This is like what I remember thinking England would be like when I was a little boy, you know, from reading books. So beautiful. I've just never seen a dog that looks like that before in the city. It's amazing. That's why I love travelling doing gigs. Size of that dog, man. Here comes another one. They must be related. Oh, he's coming to show us his wee jacket. I think that's Ralph Lauren. I see you. I think they're hoping for maybe a wee ice cream. There's a little ice cream van in here. God. Oh. It's just dropped its morning
You were there in the
package.
summer air, the smoking gold above the trees.
Well, on to
Like a
Brighton.
coat on a winter's eve, you were wrapped in harmony. And how many tears have blessed this hallowed ground? Down by the river where the willows hang down. You have grown from a seed of grief to hope, a counterweight that broke your home. When the path took a fork, you had to go. A tree of hope still grows in your home. Down by the river, you are held in a field of song. You were there in a melody, in a voice where you belong. And how sweet you sing in a song where you named a house. Down by the river, down by the river, down by the river where the willows hang down.
It's hurting me in places I didn't realise I had.
So I feel like being here, what I notice being down south, because we're really south right now, it is almost like another country even from where you're from, you know? It's like a whole other country down here. Even the climate is like, you never feel this kind of warmth where your body's just comfortable in the north.
You'll notice how, like, I think both of us always carry a jacket with us, because you can never leave the house in a t-shirt.
Yeah.
People die.
Right.
People die who do that.
You're
sort of
taking your
thing.
life in your hands if you head out in a t-shirt.
It's true though. Like, it really is. I think, in terms of the, you know, I don't know if you can see behind us. That's a school.
Right.
That's just a primary school down here.
Yeah.
My primary school's closed now. It doesn't even exist anymore.
Yeah. I have no idea of what that means. I'm sorry, I just don't understand.
Yeah.
What do you mean about the primary school?
Well, like, it just ran out of funding. There just wasn't the funding in the
I just
area.
don't know how that's connected to, like, being warm. In any way.
I think, like...
Are you all right, Jordan? Is that acid kicking in, son?
It's the press-ups, man. I feel like you were going to say something about the people that we were talking to in the car there.
Well, I think it's interesting. We stopped to chat to some folk in a car, and what I'll notice all the time is that people want to say like, oh, it must be so hard to be a musician. It's like always the thing that people lead with.
Yep.
But I think what's weird is, I mean, it's like life is hard, right? To be alive and just deal with being alive and the various waves of chaos and challenge that come with that. It just feels like we get a lot of projection, and people tend to project a lot onto the lifestyle and think I don't really find it that hard, to be honest. I mean, how do you find it? Do you feel like it's hard to be a songwriter, be a musician?
It's all perspective, isn't it? I've worked on a construction site, essentially. In the mountains, you've worked on a construction site. I know what hard work feels like. I think this is challenging. I think challenging and hard are two different things. You know, I've had a hard day, I've had a challenging day. Like, they're two very different paths. So I just kind of like, I set it against like however tough a gig might be, however exhausted I am after posting on social media for 4 hours of the morning. It's not cleaning toilets for a train company that I used to work for. It's not lumping rocks up mountains. It's not hard. You're totally right.
It's not even looking at the Tuesday afternoon at 2 and just being like, oh, just feeling that. I remember the feeling in my soul of like, what? Because the weekend's behind you. You're a day and a half in, you've got a few hours left, and you've got like 3 days before the next thing you're excited about. And I remember that feeling of a Tuesday afternoon just being like, oh man. And I never feel like that now. I feel like it is hard because I am coaching 15 to 20 people at any time and doing all my gigs and doing my social media, and I've got a club with 700 people in it. So there's never not stuff to do, but
you're in demand.
There's always, my time has a value placed on it, but when I wake up in the morning, I'm like, let's go. Do you know what I mean? And I have people will say to me, do you feel burnt out? And I think I don't think you get burnt out by doing a lot. I think you get burnt out by what you're doing. So I know people who work less than me who are burnt out because they don't enjoy their work so much that, you know, doing 2 hours of an activity that you can't stand might burn you out, where working for 12 hours in a row and you appreciate and find meaning in the work is a different situation.
Yeah, I mean, you know, we essentially did like a 14-hour day yesterday. Did I wake up feeling exhausted? No, I woke up feeling refreshed and invigorated.
Looking forward to today.
Looking forward to today. I think if anything, the thing that I find hard is maintaining relationships, friendships while doing this job. I've got relationships with cousins that could have been a lot richer if I could have actually been there, but a lot of the time this job requires you to be somewhere else, I feel. That's been my experience so far. So
even somewhere else when you're at home, that's the thing, if you work for yourself, really, is you're always kind of working for yourself, always, really. You know what I mean? I don't feel like I have a couple of days where I'm not thinking about work, ever. I just don't. But then, what else am I going to do with my time? Because I'm here on this earth to do this, and I feel that strongly, and I know that. So, and I feel like even with my daughter, Rosa, getting to be that example, like just being in my life and doing my thing. I think a lot of people as parents, they'll kind of delete their life and then just fully immerse themselves in the role of parenthood to a point where then the child doesn't have an example, because it's like, that's fine while they're little and they need nurture and they need you to meet their practical needs, and you have to make sure you do that no matter what you do. But if they reach 10 and they think all dad's got going for him is like being my person, then they're, you know, it's not a great example, because then, in my case, having a girl, she's then going to look for a man like that. So I feel I have to be an example in her life of, I want her to, when the time comes for her, I want her to find a man that can take care of himself and take care of her. And
absolutely.
So how do you, I can't control that at the end of the day, but what I can control is being who I am in her life and giving her that example. And similarly, you can't control how your friends and family will perceive you if you choose to value your own selfishness, as in to pursue your own career. You will miss out on things, and you will have people who have judgments on that. And that's fair enough, isn't it? Because if everyone did this, that wouldn't be great for society, I think. It wouldn't be great if just, or for a family unit, if everyone was like self-employed and just working all the time, it would fall apart. You need that. You need people who can hold the bigger picture in a way.
Our culture is such a kind of work-based culture. Remember, there was a story about Richard Hawley,
yeah,
from Sheffield, and they would have kind of one of those living rooms that faced out onto the street, and he'd be at home writing, but if someone walked past the window, he'd get up, he'd start moving the furniture or something to be seen to be doing.
Ah,
and
interesting.
And a friend came around to visit them and said to his wife, you know, there he is, sat on his arse again. And her reply was like, it'll stay with me. It was, don't confuse idleness with laziness. He's probably writing a symphony in his head. And
right.
I think finding a partner who will treat your work with a respect that is seldom found.
Mm-hmm. It's hard to find. It's hard to find. Mm-hmm. I've had partners, I've had relationships where it wasn't understood. It wasn't understood. It just, and I think I get it. I'm not even, I get it. I understand that, because it's not something that you can necessarily have a frame of reference for if you haven't just been in amongst it and seen it and experienced it, you know? And there's a lot of things which just don't look like work that are. There's a lot of things which are just, sometimes I'm like working on a song and I'm just pottering, moving something, putting something in the bin, mm-hmm. moving a bit of blue tack, put that in the dishwasher, then boom, the next line comes, right?
Yeah.
Sometimes it's like that. Sometimes the process is you don't even know what it is. You couldn't even with the best will in the world explain it. But you know it's there, and you need people around you who also know it's there. We were driving just 15 minutes ago, and I was like, whoa, look at that, the mill, stop. And we stopped the car, and it was happened to be next to like a music bar venue that I went in, chatted to an amazing woman, and she's up for having us for a gig if we come down this way again. So it's like you're living in a universe of impulse, instinct, and process, and the ephemeral. Really, everything's. What is music? It's vibrations. You put on a CD in your car. Well, it's not a brick wall. You can't touch it. You can't look at it. You can't feel it, and yet it's there.
You can feel it to a degree of
emotionally, resonantly.
Emotionally, it resonates within you and around you.
Right.
And when you come to a music concert, you get to experience that with other people who are part of that same frequency, and that I think is why, you know, you hear that story so many times. Oh, we met at this concert, we met here.
Right.
I've made so many friends through seeing artists that I love, because you're just gathering towards the same frequency. It's how we met.
Yeah. So it's like, isn't that mad to think we met kind of through my first album, kind of, and I chose John Wood, who produced that, because I loved the sound of all those 70s records.
Nick Drake,
John Martin. So I wanted him to help me pay my own little bit of homage towards that vibration, and he literally captured frequencies with particular microphones that he would have used then, particular techniques on the mixing desk, and he helped me say my piece with those frequencies, and then you heard that, you picked up on that.
I think that is such an interesting point that you make. I think we hear so many albums now where people are trying to replicate those sounds from the 60s and 70s, and what is being lost is that kind of living memory of that time, of the studios, of the microphones. So that was where you employed someone who had that living memory of that time, and you're not essentially replicating. It's like that is a work in process for him that is being lost now.
Well, I'll tell you my favourite story about working with John, and this says everything that you need to know, is a guitarist from my old band came in to play a little bit of guitar on the record, and John Wood, who's now I think in his 80s, and we became good friends through the process. I went and stayed with him and his wife, and he's a great guy. And he worked with everybody in the 60s and 70s, everybody that you could think of who was into what we do. So my guitarist from my old band comes in to play a little bit of guitar. He sits down, he starts playing, he goes, "Oh John, that sounds amazing. What mic is that you're using?" And John goes, "I don't know." He just said whatever one was near you would just. It was all material and performance, and a good studio, yes, but it was all material and performance. And all these things that people go, oh, the sound of the tape. It's not the sound of the tape, it's the sound of humanity. It's the sound of choices. It's the sound of decisions within a limited sphere of options. Like, John used to make cuts. Right, we're going to chop out the instrumental section, make it shorter. He would have 2 bits of tape and a little Stanley knife and literally slice it. And if you slice a millimetre that way, gone, done. So there's decisions happening. Right, get that mic on there. Why? Not because that mic has this frequency response. No, because he's ready to give you some information.
It's performance-based.
Exactly.
And you cannot mix and master a bad performance into a good song.
And this is the thing, what I was thinking when you were talking before about the frequency side of it is what you get now. People are removing frequencies actually, 99% of the time, what is EQ? What does it do? You take stuff away. What is compression? You take stuff away, right? So what I noticed with John is I took that record to a few of my friends after I made it, who were like pro engineer, top dog guys, and they were like, oh, there's like that low resonance doesn't sound quite, or I would have this, I would have that. And it's like, okay, that's fine, but
tell me how it sounds.
How does it feel when you listen to it? How do you feel when you listen to it? Never mind, is it mechanically perfect? And is there space for every single thing? And like a lot of the sound of that record was like the drums are next to me and it's bleeding into the mic. And then you're getting a little bit of that.
Yep.
That if you go and listen to a record like Solid Air by John Martin, that's what makes it amazing.
If you isolate his vocals, and you can go on to YouTube and you can do that.
Can you?
There's little bits of guitar in there.
Right.
There's like little, there's, you know, Van was the same.
Yeah.
You get these little, they'd be taken out now. And with the album that I'm about to bring out, I wanted to leave all those little knocks and
little farts even, just
because they're the.
That's it, man.
Like
it's what happened.
The way I see recording albums is it's like recording live is like having a conversation the way we are now, and recording track by track is like having a conversation with voice notes.
With a text or something, right?
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
That's interesting. That's a very interesting analogy. And I always think like the thing that you get with a live, again, it's sort of ephemeral, right? But the thing that you get with a live recording when you've had 5 people, as I know you did on your latest record, not 5, but when you have a few people sitting, playing music all together, when you think about what has happened there, it's actually magical that you then have, for those, let's say the song's 3 minutes long, right? For that 3 minutes, you have 3 people's lives being lived at the same, simultaneously in one recorded form. So it's not like you do the guitar and then we'll do the drums and there's a bit of my life, stop, wait till my life's great again, go. Right, it's just 3 lives being lived, and it might be that the drummer doesn't even come in till verse 2, but I think you feel his life in the recording.
He's there.
Do you know what I mean?
He's a presence.
And even, I remember listening to a podcast once, right? And what I started to realize while I was listening to it was I would be aware of the person who was talking and the energy of the person who was listening. I could almost hear that as well. It's almost like a great conversation is like both. And a great recording is, as you say, is a conversation.
It's not a case of, and there is that other kind of conversation where you're not listening, you're just waiting to get your little 2 cents in. And
you can hear that. You can, you can feel that. Yeah.
It feels cheap to me. There's a kind of, to me, I feel like there's a lot of kind of instant hit, almost musical, and film as well, fast food out there at the moment, and I'm in the. I want to work in the field of that pot sitting on the stove for a good long while, and I'm adding a little bit of tasting as I go. And it's art. I would like to think our music is music that nourishes. Your music nourished and nurtured me at a time when I needed it. And I'm glad to be working in this area of the field.
Yeah, it's a great point, is like letting it be almost in the, that sounds obvious or it sounds simple. It's simple, it's not easy to do, not easy to kind of you're on the gig and like, oh, my voice sounds like this today, or I feel this today, let it be there. Just let the, whatever's there, then that's the art. That's the kind of, that's what you've got, and work with what is there and let it be what it is.
Don't work with what you don't have.
Well, but a lot, that sounds obvious, but that is honestly what most people are trying to do these days.
Look at like I know I keep on trying to bring this back to food, but like look at fast food. It's full of ingredients that you don't have in your cupboard.
Great point.
Work with what you've got in your cupboard.
Yeah, right.
If you've got a guitar and a phone at home,
right,
work with that.
It took me a long time to get that one. I just thought that I had to be hiding it and wrapping it and this and that, and just, it took me a long time to understand it was good, just a guitar and the voice, and that's fine, that's great, you know? I feel like I'm just getting that now, almost.
You helped me get that little bit braver on this last album. Remember, I was going to keep it as the acoustic songs were going to be a separate piece. And you said, no, man, they need to be here. There needs to be that.
There are sometimes people's favourite, think about like Solid Air, everyone's favourite song is May You Never, and it's John and the guitar.
Or Over the Hill.
Exactly.
You know?
It's like, they're often the moments that really, it's generous to give that as a songwriter, because it's a direct relationship. You're not, it's like the difference between having a party and having a one-on-one with someone, isn't it?
It's MTV Unplugged. It's the same.
Yeah.
Exactly the same thing.
And that's always everyone's favourite. Like, think about the most timeless record of Nirvana is the MTV Unplugged one.
Alice in Chains.
Right.
Like, and I think you have similar things like that now. There's the piano lounge.
Tiny Desk.
Tiny Desk.
Yeah. People love that, huh?
And
it's kind of cool how that, people just love that still.
I wonder what it is they're filming for. And then see people do socials like that. It's like,
Sing along if you guys know this one. Walk away from my window, leave at your own chosen speed. I'm not the one you want, babe. I'm not the one you need. You say you're looking for someone who's never weak, but always strong, to protect you and defend you, whether you are right or wrong. A lover for your life and nothing more, but it ain't me, babe. No, 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 it ain't me, babe. It ain't me you're looking for, babe.
Go melt back into the night, babe. Everything inside is made of stone. There's nothing in here moving. And anyway, I'm not alone.
You say you're looking for someone who's never weak, but always strong, to protect you and defend you, whether you are right or wrong. Someone to open each and every door, but it ain't me, babe. No, 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 it ain't me, babe. It ain't me you're looking for, babe.
You say you're looking for someone who's never weak but always strong, to protect you and defend you, whether you are right or wrong. A lover for your life and nothing more, but it ain't me, babe. No, 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 it ain't me, babe. It ain't me you're looking for.
So, this is Chloe. Chloe.
Hi.
And Chloe, out of the kindness of her heart, allowed us to stay here last night, and she's actually given us the keys. So this is just the handover process, really.
Gifted to you guys.
No, you just kind of, so a message went out on your like local Facebook or something?
Yeah, there's like a community notice board thing that actually it's not even this area, but the area I used to live in. And yeah, someone posted saying that you guys had your accommodation called through or something, and if anyone could put you visit, and that's how I got in touch really. Message saying I had a spare room and things, and yeah, it's one of those where I've done a couple of tours myself, and it's sort of been helped very much by the kindness of others at times. It was really lovely to be able to return the favour.
It's that act of paying it forwards, isn't it?
A little bit, yeah. Just like I know how much it helped us out as well. Just especially last minute as well. It's like a nightmare when you plan a tour, and you know the tiniest things could go wrong, and it makes a big difference when you can sort them out fairly quickly. So.
Yeah. So that's like for kind of other people that are touring or thinking of touring. That's something that you've done yourself in the past as well, is reach out to the kind of local communities of the place that you've stayed. And
Yeah, definitely. And yeah, it's been a while trying to figure out the touring stuff, as you know.
Yeah.
Especially when it's all DIY, so having accommodation or something nearby is quite helpful. But yeah, it's as you know, you end up in some weird and wonderful places as a result, but it's part of the tour. Yes.
We're just actually off now to take part in the annual Naked Bike rides. So we'll see you down on the beach.
What makes the world go round? When you're stuck in search for something more, searching for something to know. Just when you're used to the good and the ice starts breaking and my hands are shaking. I'm not sure that I'm making it out. Limitations stop me taking flight. My creations hide me from the light. 'Cause I've been trying, but I've lost the will to fight. What makes the world go round?
Take it all off.
Take it all off.
Well, we're here in Brighton, and last night we played a show in the Folklore Rooms, which was amazing. What a venue, huh?
It was like beyond my She was there.
She was bringing the vibe. No, like it was beyond what I hoped it would be. Actually, for me, the best show on the tour.
I saw that they had in the corner they had a statistic written that said buying one T-shirt is equal to 6,000 streams. Buy a T-shirt from a band.
It's quite outdated that now, isn't it?
Could be, but I just thought it was like a cool indication of just the level of care in that venue on everything. Like they had a stomp box built into the floor. Every single thing was.
You got a little card for the bar, like a little mates rates card. Honestly, like folklore rooms.
Big up.
Yeah.
Big up yourself.
So we're going to do some more village halls.
Yeah. So we're never coming back to a city again because I did love it though, but I'm going to be honest and say that I like to have the contrast and experience the contrast, but there's something for me about rocking up to the hall and it just being totally decentralized, because even with all of those cool things, you feel here like you're
there are costs.
There's a cost to it in the sense that you could die on an escalator and people would probably maybe step over you. Maybe. A little bit.
I feel like people were just stepping over me on stage. No, I know I was verging on making it weird on stage last night, but
let me make it weird again.
Let me take us there again. I feel like there's something there's been this kind of undercurrent of the word alchemy, and I feel like there's been some real alchemy going on along here, and we seem to have narrowed this down to like a model that works as like a working musician.
Yes, totally. And I think it's cool to know that there's a lot of different ways to make it work. And I think a lot of people who are getting started being a songwriter and touring and doing gigs, and it can seem almost like there's only one option, and that's to do this show, support, headline, get this fee, get that fee, meet this promoter, meet this agent. And I think what's really cool about the model that we're running, which actually last night was a little bit different in Brighton, because it was more, and it was cool to experience like more of a
city gig,
an industry gig. It's like they have a lot of bands coming through there and stuff. I guess for me, the information that's come out of this personally is like, circus coming to town is the best fun for me. You know, to go somewhere where nobody is expecting to laugh, to cry, to sing along. They might just expect a little bit of music, but to be able to show up in places that don't have access to that so much is really fun.
It almost feels like an outreach project.
That's true.
In some respects, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And I think from what we said yesterday, we'll be back for more, and this is the start of something.
I know, I kind of feel like we just found it almost yesterday, if that makes sense.
We just need to get some people to come to it now.
Just need some money now, so otherwise I'm gonna have to sell my guitar, which I don't want to do, but again. But no, I mean, definitely having more than 10 people at the gigs that's the missing piece.
I think that was my favourite part of last night, was just
there were some people there.
There are actually some people.
I thought they were an awesome audience as well. They were very pleased to be there and supportive. And holy moly, they were singing, huh? Singing along.
When a gig's like that, it feels like a collaboration.
and it's like it's your gig as much as it is theirs. When it's like that.
1,000,000%. Yeah. And those are Jesus. That's a wild pigeon right there.
That was a white dove. It just lives in the city.
Yeah, that was once a white dove. That was me. Once I was a white dove.
Once I was a white dove.
You should have seen me fly. You should have seen my wings. Just you have to pat, otherwise it's weird.
Yeah.
Don't make it weird.